I've been sitting on this idea for quite a while now, and the reason I've been sitting on it is because it's personal and I'm not quite sure what the best way to do it and bring it to life is. What I've decided to do is apply this businessman artist mindset. The businessman says, Rich, the artist, we need this done by the end of today. And Rich, the artist, is like, I can do that. Businessman, client, let's get it done. And now the concept behind this piece is this rose that's, been steadily growing, dropping petals, dropping branches, dropping leaves as it's grown. And all of those things that it's dropped has then become the nourishment and the food that then propels this rose upwards towards the sky. Now that alone is like this beautiful metaphor for life. But now this rose is tired of just being a rose and growing. He wants to explore, he wants to travel, he wants to go on an adventure. And so he takes this first step. He breaks this tether between him and the ground, and he starts exploring, he starts adventuring. The idea that I want to really capture is this letting go of things that have gone before. So after my coffee, which is just so good, I'm going to be creating. Oh, just delicious. So what I've got here is the main flower, and then this leg, I want it to feel like he's reaching out. I had a version before where it felt like he was kind of falling. But I really like this idea that there's still something of him left there. And then there's a lot of space on the right here for him to walk into. Just leaves like the view going, he's here and he's gonna walk like this way. So what I'm doing with this layer here is it's really like a reference layer. And I don't like using these perfect circles that you can create in Procreate, but I do need them to kind of see like what a perfect circle may look like. So I drop the opacity here, turn off my planning layer, and then I use this as like reference. So then I can create these skulls. Still with like jiggly lines, because I like jiggly lines, but they're not like super weird and super unproportional or uncircular or whatever. Now what I'm pretty curious about is these like extra lines around the rose. It's like, I don't think I've ever done something like that. I kind of want him to feel like he's shimmering or rainbowy or something like that. I've pretty much done the outlines. I think that it's gonna work with these like extra outlines. They're gonna be like super shimmery and stuff. Now I'm gonna begin coloring, and I'll do the stars a little bit later. I may add some details in, like with black lines as I go. Okay, so now what I've got here is like all the flat colors, and it looks pretty cool. Some of like the details have been lost, like the little stalks of the leaves. Then with this part of the rose, I might add like a whole bunch of petals to make it kind of look like a protea. If that is the case, great. If I don't add that, and if I think it doesn't look good, then I'll add some eyelashes to the eye. So right now, things are looking pretty good, but I think that this is too light. I think that they could be inversed. Yeah, so I think that looks a lot better. It's a lot clearer, and yeah, the darkness looks a lot darker. So now I can put a little bit of stars here and there. I also wanted to show you the difference between something like that, which I think is just, there's too much. This makes it like really simple with those eyelashes, enough detail. Yeah, I also want to try out like a little bit of like more of a shimmer or like a glow around the rose. Not quite sure how that's going to work, but I'm going to give it a go. Okay, so after playing around for quite a bit with gradients and glows and Gaussian blurs. This is what I've settled on. So at the bottom, I did try some stars, but I thought it just was too busy with all the skulls and stuff. So I took those out. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of grit and grain just to make it feel a little bit more like handmade, like photocopied or whatever. And then maybe I sign it, maybe somewhere like here. Maybe not. Now what I gotta do is figure out how I can get this into people's hands. I'm so used to the digital NFT world where it's just like, hey, purchase it, get it, whatever. But now I'd like to sell this somewhere else. So I either have to set up a store, put it onto like a print on demand place, not quite sure. So I'm gonna spend some time today figuring out what the best options are. Maybe there's an Etsy store, maybe it's my own online store, something like that. So once I came back and had a look at it, I decided to change a few things. I think the dark background definitely makes him pop a little bit more, but I also think the dark background with the skulls just makes sense. So yeah, I really like that. Okay, I've done it. I've connected Printful with Etsy, but the amount of things, whew, I had to jump through a lot of hoops, and now there are just so many options and shipping, and I'm just like, this is probably why I haven't done this before. NFTs are so much easier, my days. But I know that this is just like the very first step, and there's a huge mountain in front of me, and it will get easier. But damn, I will try link to this first product in this YouTube description. But if it doesn't work, there will be subsequent videos explaining the progress on this. But this is something I want to pursue. So, gotta go through this shitty experience of not knowing what I'm doing.